Everyone loves to talk about tarot like it's a self-care hobby. Pull 3 cards, light some incense, and ask the universe if Chad is ever going to text you back. Cute, harmless, and utterly toothless. But here's what they don't tell you: tarot isn't just for gentle affirmations and pastel-tinged love readings. Tarot is a divination system that can dig its claws into the darker currents of your life, the currents most people are terrified to look at. Death, betrayal, obsession, endings, karmic debts, the kind of truths that make your stomach sink. So today, I'm going to show you how tarot can be used for dark predictions, what people don't want you to know, but what every serious witch eventually learns. The truth about scary cards. Let's start with the obvious, the cards people fear. Death. The Devil. The Tower. 10 of Swords. 3 of Swords. These are the cards that get hushed tones in beginner books, softened into metaphors about transformation or necessary change. And while that's true, here's the darker truth: sometimes death is death. Sometimes the Tower is the collapse you don't come back from. People want you to believe tarot never predicts literal events, only gentle metaphors. But in practice, I've seen cards call out illness before diagnosis, betrayals before they broke the surface, endings no one wanted to believe until they were unavoidable. Tarot doesn't care if you're comfortable. It cares if you're paying attention. Why readers avoid dark predictions? So why don't you hear this often? Because people don't want to scare their clients, or themselves. They want to be seen as guides, not doomsayers. And let's be honest, your marriage will end in 6 months doesn't sell as well as you're going through a transformation. But here's the thing: avoidance doesn't stop fate from unraveling. It just blinds you to it. Dark predictions aren't curses. They're warnings. They're maps. They're the flashing red lights on the dashboard before the engine blows. To ignore them is to hand away your power. Reading shadows into the spread. Here's where the art comes in. Dark predictions don't always leap out in neon lights. Sometimes they whisper. A reversed lover's card next to the 7 of Swords doesn't scream your partner is cheating, but it does murmur there are lies here, choices being hidden, something rotten at the root. The trick is to ask the questions most people avoid. Don't just ask, what's coming next? Ask, what is decaying? Who is hiding something from me? What's about to be taken away? Tarot answers what you dare to ask. And if you think that's too heavy, remember, witches thrive in the places polite people avoid. That's where the real information lies. The responsibility of knowing. But let's be clear, working with dark predictions isn't a party trick. When you pull the 10 of Swords for yourself, fine. You can sit with it, scream into a pillow, pour a glass of wine, and brace for impact. But when you pull that card for someone else, that's weight. That's responsibility. Not everyone is ready to hear the darkest possibilities. Part of your job as a reader is to sense whether the truth will empower or destroy. Sometimes you soften the language, not to lie, but to give people something they can act on. Other times, you drop the blade and let them see it gleam. That discernment? That's the mark of a seasoned witch, an experienced reader, not a beginner flipping cards for validation. Dark prediction as power. Here's the secret: dark predictions are not about despair. They're about power. When tarot shows you a downfall, it's giving you a chance to prepare, to pivot, to face the storm with eyes open. I once pulled the Tower for myself 3 nights in a row. Most readers would have said, oh, big change coming, try to embrace it. But I knew better. I checked my foundations. I checked my relationships. And when the crash came, I wasn't blindsided. Was it painful? Absolutely. But I didn't crumble. I moved. I rebuilt. That's what dark prediction is for. Bonus tip: shadow work through tarot. And since I know you're wondering, how do you integrate this without losing your mind? Here's the habit I keep: shadow spreads. Once a month, sit down with your deck and ask, what am I refusing to see about myself? Lay 3 cards. The mask: what I show the world. The rot: what festers beneath the surface. The gift: what power is waiting if I face it. Write it down. Don't flinch. This isn't about predicting other people's betrayals or challenging times, it's about predicting your own sabotage before it guts you. Because let's be honest, the darkest predictions usually aren't about the world around you. They're about you. And if you can face that, you can face anything. So when people tell you tarot is only a tool for gentle guidance, smile politely and know they're wrong. Tarot has teeth. It can speak of endings, betrayals, and shadows most people don't want to acknowledge. And that's why it's powerful. Use it. Don't be afraid of dark predictions. Be afraid of ignoring them. Because the witch who dares to look into the shadow and keep her eyes open, she doesn't just survive the storm. She commands it.